Number 1. Goosebumps of doom. Ever get goosebumps during a horror movie or when you hear someone whisper, "I know what you did"? Yeah, that's not just your skin being dramatic. It's a leftover survival reflex that's hilariously bad at surviving anything. Back when we were a bit furrier, and by a bit, I mean full-on walking mop, goosebumps were our body's way of puffing up to look more intimidating, like a cat fluffing its tail before it goes full ninja. The little muscles at the base of each hair follicle contract, making the hairs stand up, which would have made you look huge and scary if you were, say, a prehistoric caveman about to wrestle a saber-toothed tiger. But today, goosebumps are basically our body's version of shouting boo at a mugger. Useless, awkward, and slightly embarrassing. And they pop up during emotional moments too, like during a sad song or when you remember that weird thing you said in 7th grade, which means your body literally prepares for battle against feelings. So yeah, your skin is trying to be a warrior. It's just really bad at knowing when.
Number 2, the phantom step. You're walking down the stairs, you think there's one more step. There isn't. Your leg drops like you've just been yeeted into another dimension. Congratulations! You've just been betrayed by your own sense of proprioception. This weird little reflex is your brain's attempt at autopiloting your life. It builds a mental map of where your limbs are and what they should do, based on habit, not reality. So if you usually take 12 steps, your brain prepares your leg to land after step 12, even if the stairs end at 11. It's kind of like your brain is speed running your life and skips the part where you check with your eyeballs. And the result? That sudden falling through the floor lurch that turns you into a cartoon character for a split second. This reflex used to be helpful. Quick reactions to unexpected terrain, that meant survival. Now it mostly means public embarrassment and twisted ankles at IKEA.
Number 3, the startle seizure. You know that thing where you're about to fall asleep and your whole body spasms like you're being tased by a ghost? That's called a hypnic jerk, and is basically your brain doing a trust fall with gravity and immediately regretting it. Here's what's happening. As you start to drift off, your muscles relax, but somewhere deep in your ancient brainstem, a little evolutionary panic alarm goes off. Hey, you're limp. Are we dying? Then it slams the emergency brake and jolts your limbs like you're about to fall off a tree branch, because thousands of years ago, that was a real risk. Your brain still thinks you're a tree-sleeping primate, and every time you fall asleep, it's trying to stop you from plummeting to your death. Never mind that you're tucked into a memory foam mattress with 6 pillows and a weighted blanket. Nah, total danger zone. So yes, your brain wakes you up with a panic attack to save you from your bed.
Number 4, pupils gone psycho. Your pupils are basically tiny mood rings, but instead of telling people how you feel, they're secretly screaming, "I'm in danger," every time something intense happens. Weird fact, your pupils dilate not just in low light, but during fear, excitement, or even when you're looking at someone you like. Evolution gave us this trait so we could gather more visual info during crucial moments. You know, like spotting the glint of a predator's teeth before they introduce your femur to their digestive system. But now, your pupils go full panic mode when you're just watching a horror movie, or scrolling through doom posts on Reddit, or talking to your crush and trying not to pass out. Your eyes basically scream, "I'm either in love or about to die, no in between." Modern life gives you all the drama, none of the tigers. Yet your eyeballs are still auditioning for a role in a survival movie you're not even in. Number 5, the mirror stare that breaks your brain. Ever lock eyes with yourself in the mirror for just a little too long and suddenly your face starts to look wrong? Like your reflection's about to blink before you do. Congratulations, you've triggered the strange face illusion. This isn't a horror movie glitch. It's your brain doing lazy visual processing. When you stare at your own face in dim light or without blinking much, your brain starts filtering out information. It's trying to simplify the scene because nothing is changing, except you, apparently morphing into a Victorian ghost. Researchers believe this happens because of neuroadaptation. Your visual system gets bored and starts editing reality. So instead of showing you your actual face, it begins replacing parts of it with warped, imagined versions. That's why people report seeing monsters, dead relatives, or demon-like figures. Your brain sees you so often, it just stops trying. Thanks, brain.
Number 6. The "you're being watched" detector. Ever suddenly feel like someone's watching you, even when you're alone? And then you turn around and someone actually is? Creepy, yes, but also real. Humans evolved a hypersensitive detection system for gaze and attention because being watched often meant being hunted, challenged, or judged, which, let's be real, still applies today. This instinct taps into your amygdala, the fear center of your brain. It scans for subtle cues, shadows, changes in light, or even body heat, and alerts you before your conscious mind catches up. The result? That skin-crawling paranoia that turns out to be right just often enough to freak you out forever. You're not crazy. Your brain is just one part psychic, one part paranoid raccoon. Number 7. Your tongue is gaslighting you. Your tongue has taste zones, right? Sweet at the tip, bitter in the back? Wrong. That's a lie from your 5th grade science book. The idea of a taste map is total nonsense. It came from a bad 1901 mistranslation of a German paper, but somehow it got passed around like gospel. In reality, all parts of your tongue can detect all tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, umami. The sensitivity just varies slightly and not in meat zones. So, your whole life, you've been thinking your tongue has designated flavor districts, but it's more like a chaotic democracy. The real lesson? Don't trust diagrams that look too clean. Your biology is messy, weird, and deeply uninterested in being logical. Number 8. Time slows down, but only when you're in danger. Have you ever been in a car crash or a near-death situation and felt like everything moved in slow motion? That's not just adrenaline. It's your brain altering your perception of time. When your body senses danger, it floods with stress hormones. Your brain starts taking in way more information per second than usual, high-res snapshots of everything around you. Later, when you remember the event, it feels like it took longer because your brain stored more data than usual. In real time, nothing slowed down, but your brain hacked your timeline to help you react faster. It's like hitting the bullet time mode in a video game, except in real life, you're terrified and probably screaming. So yes, you can bend time, but only when you're about to get wrecked. Number 9. Your nose can see memories. Smell is your most primitive sense, and it has a direct hotline to the parts of your brain that handle emotion and memory. That's why a random whiff of perfume or old books can slam you back into a forgotten childhood moment like a time-traveling slap to the face. Your other senses, sight, sound, touch, have to go through more brain processing first, but smell? It gets VIP access, skipping the line straight into your limbic system, the emotional control center. This was great for survival, recognizing the smell of fire, rotting food, or predators. But today, it mostly means you'll smell an ex's shampoo in an elevator and spiral into an emotional crisis before your brain even says hello.
Number 9. Your nose can see memories. Smell is your most primitive sense, and it has a direct hotline to the parts of your brain that handle emotion and memory. That's why a random whiff of perfume or old books can slam you back into a forgotten childhood moment like a time-traveling slap to the face. Your other senses, sight, sound, touch, have to go through more brain processing first. But smell? It gets VIP access, skipping the line straight into your limbic system, the emotional control center. This was great for survival, recognizing the smell of fire, rotting food, or predators. But today, it mostly means you'll smell an ex's shampoo in an elevator and spiral into an emotional crisis before your brain even says hello.